Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Pre-Market Prep at the close. Spencer Israel, Joel Elconin. We'll be here with you for the next few minutes, watching the market, heading into the end of the week here, giving you a quick recap of what's happened today. I was telling Joel just a moment ago, it almost feels like today is, dare I say it, a normal day. It feels like a day we could have had a year ago, right? I mean, it's a normal defensive day. We're down a smidge. Utilities are up. Tech is down. Joel, give up on what you're seeing out there today.
All right, Spencer. Well, I don't know if it's normal. And, could have used a little more Dramamine today. Basically, what we did this morning is we had a pre-market low of 25.15, and we took that out. And I think everyone was looking for the big slide, right? Including me. And we came
And
back
me.
above that pre-market low, and we just chopped around for a long time. And then the bill passed, and we caught fire. And we went up, and it looked like we were going to go green on the session. We got all the way up to 2605. We got back in the 2600 handle. Missed that close by 3.5 handles, and Kaplu, we're back here at 25.50. So I don't know if people are anticipating some big sell imbalances on the close here. But with just about 15 minutes ago, looked like it was going to be a real good day for the market. Is now not looking so good, Spencer. We are now about 40, 35 handles, be 40 in a second off that high at 2605, 55 handles off that high. So not see if we're seeing any news on that, but a big turnaround in the market here. Crude down a buck, 21.60, fifth week in a row. It's been down. It's just can't. I mean, who's using oil, right? Oversupply and no demand. Gold's not having a bad day. It's down 970 at 1650.60. Kind of a tight range for gold here. For you gold traders, you got three lows right in the same area here on the June contract. So we'll be keeping a close eye on that overnight or Sunday night, because if it loses that area, let me see if I can get the daily lows here for gold. Um, if you lose it, let me see what we're looking at. 1630.70, 60.20.10, and 1624.30. So 16 and a quarter. That's a major support level there for gold. And silver down in the red by 8.6 cents at 14.59, and Bitcoin is flat on the session. So I thought
Well, Joel,
go
Joel,
ahead.
just as we were about to start this broadcast, we got a couple of headlines, and one of them was definitely the catalyst for this weakness here in the past few minutes. The Fed is going to cut their daily treasury buying to $60 billion on April 2nd and 3rd. This is from Bloomberg. The Fed is going to be buying fewer treasuries starting next week.
Okay.
So that is definitely the catalyst here in the past just couple of minutes, really since
That's
we
big.
started this
Yep.
broadcast.
Yep.
So we know the Fed has established themselves as the safety net, and now they're providing a little bit less safety. So
They're
we'll
taking
see.
away the net.
A
Uh,
little, just a little bit, just a little bit.
Well, they probably made so much money trading the S&P futures over the week that that they don't need to do that. No, I mean, you got the end of quarter coming up on Tuesday. It's certainly not no, that's not something the market wanted to hear. I think the market was kind of on pins and needles anyway, so you get that dose of bad news to reduce the daily pace of Treasury borrowing. So, uh, I think they want to keep that AAA credit rating, and maybe that's the thing that they have to do it.
Yep. So we'll spend a few minutes taking some questions from the chat in a couple minutes here. I do want to get to a couple of things on my radar. We didn't really talk about the cruise liners today or this morning as much as I would have hoped, and they got hit hard yesterday because it came out that they were not included in the whether you want to call it a bailout or a stimulus or a federal aid package, they were not included in that package because it was limited to companies who have a majority of their workers based in the U.S. So the
Correct.
cruise liners got hit off that headline. You saw them weaker. I haven't looked at the charts in a couple hours, so I'll pull them up right now. But Joel,
They're not good.
and they
Not
that's what I
good.
thought.
Yeah, you got Carnival Cruise Lines down 328 or 18%. Royal Caribbean is down $6 at 34.61. And then what is it? NCLH. Boom, that's down 23%. I mean, those stocks, they gave you a chance. I mean, if you had been bottom fishing the last couple days, now they're both looks like NCLA is giving back about half its gains. Let's see, was CCL? No, they're retreating, but they're not caving. So if you're looking to pick these up on a re-entry here, none of them have taken back half of the move. So I would say a little bit of silver lining here, even though they are substantially in the red. I just think it's just tough. I mean, let's just call a spade a spade. Who's going to be wanting to go on cruises? And Aramis, Jason did talk about Royal Caribbean this morning. I hope he
Yep.
did get a trade off in it. So it's tough. It's going to be rough for those cruise lines. I mean, first we got to get out of our house, right? Then we got to get to an airport, and then if you're so inclined to get on to go on a cruise, and especially
Yeah,
after those results. So
you're not wrong. Question from the peanut gallery here. Luke Jacoby, who's our vice president, who wanted to join us, but unfortunately had some work that got in the way. He wants to know, Joel, what time are we going to halt limit down on Sunday night? That's what he
how
wants to
do
know.
we know there? Does he have like a little crystal ball or something? Did he knows we're going to be limit down Sunday?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I think he's only half serious, but he's half joking, but he half
I
serious.
mean,
I mean,
the news
anything can
flow.
happen in this market.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, you got. I mean, where are the numbers going to be by Sunday, right? And where are the
Yes.
deaths going to be? Uh, and then you couple that with the Fed pulling the rug out. We'll see. I don't think it will. I'll go out on a limb. I don't think we're going to be living down on Friday or on Sunday night. I don't think we're going to go live it down. I think we could get hit. We could get back some of these gains from this week. Very unusual week, but all right, we got those imbalances coming here at 348, and looks like people are 350. Looks like some people are guessing that it's going to be a sell imbalance here, as we are now 55 handles off that high, trying to find support here at 25.50. We did on a couple of the dips, did hold 25.45, but that doesn't look like doesn't look like anything's going to hold us up now, as we're at 47 and a half. I do, excuse me, I do see Procter and Gamble here, bucking the market. That's up 470 at 102.1208. So I'm not sure if we've had some good news on Procter and Gamble or not, but what other
It's
issues
just
you want to cover?
it's been a defensive day, Joel. The staples are up, the utilities are up, and a lot of tech is down. And it's not down much, but it is down. So that's why I said this feels like a normal day because, as Dennis pointed out this morning, and as we've seen, uh, the trade in the past few weeks has been uh, quote unquote coronavirus stocks are inversely related to the rest of the market, and now back more towards a normal behavior where utilities go up, staples go up together,
Yep.
tech goes down, regardless of coronavirus exposure. At least that's the way it seems to me today. That's why it feels like a bit more of a normal day.
People are looking for yield, Spencer. I mean,
Yeah.
they're looking for yield, and Jason talked about that. Some of the things that he was looking at was for yield here. We are back down at 25. Those sound balances must be huge here. We are really losing altitude. We are now heading towards the lows of the session. We are
Wow.
very, very, very close to the lows of the session. Current low is 25.05.25. We are now 75 handles off that high. Boy, oh boy, what a tough day in the market. If you made money on, if you were long, I hope you got out. I'm sure a lot of people were looking for that close in the S&Ps, and we got there within 3.5 handles of that level. What else did we talk about on the show today? We talked about Lululemon, and
Yep.
that. I mean, that's tough. That's a company, a high-end retailer. I know those stores are always packed. I mean, they had a decent quarter, but it had. I looked. It was at. It almost got down to its 2019 year-end 2018 close. It was like 122. It got down to 128 earlier in the week, and then got over $200 yesterday, and now it's down 1083. I don't think no matter what the numbers would have been, I mean, seeing some profit taking in that one. But Lululemon down 1061. We figured a retracement down there at 165, 166 area. But I'd say still down, 5% considering the run up had. Not a bad day for Lululemon.
And let's also keep in mind that there's going to be a press conference, a daily briefing at the White House at 5 p.m. Eastern. So I'll be watching that to see if anything comes of it.
Yeah.
I'm super sensitive to the Friday evening news dump. I've seen it way too many times. So
You know
I'm
what's
going to be
interesting
watching.
too? You know what's very interesting is Trump's waiting till the S&Ps close because they close at 5.
I don't think he's waiting.
Yeah, he
I
decided.
don't think he is. He's
And
now
now,
looking at the
and
market
now,
hours.
and if Dennis was on, he'd be going, "You see, that's why the spy's better. That's
I
why,
don't think
because the
he's waiting.
spy trades till 8 o'clock, and I don't need it. I'm not gonna. Do you know Dennis doesn't want to pay for quotes for the futures? Did you know that? Has he ever said that on the show?
You
That
know,
he doesn't want to.
he's mentioned it once or twice. Come to think of it, he has mentioned that. I'm also taking submissions. I think it was Dion H in the YouTube chat. I'm taking submissions for what my new sign could be behind me on Monday. I'm low on ideas here. I'm not gonna lie. It's been over a week of this madness. Dion asking us to look at Win, so let's pull Win up here. Win Resorts.
Now Macau
This
reopened,
is
right?
yes.
Yeah. Like I said, it had a nice rally off its low there. Wow, this thing got down to 45, 35.84. And then you hit 83.87. That thing
That's
doubled.
too much, right? That's too much.
Now it's coming back in. I mean, it's giving back some, not a ton. I mean, you can figure your retracement in there. It's quite low. Um, I don't know, 3 lows here since you got a little more normal trading. I see a low 64, 65, 65.19, and 63.28. So you're under 64 though. I mean, you lose that 63 area where we're looking at right now, and man, there's not another daily low until 51. And if you want to figure, your mid range on there, the bounce, but wow, that thing doubled. What a huge move. All right, going into the final 7 minutes, we traded all the way down. Man, these are some big red candles. 23.75 is where we got to. We're still really close to that order or to that level. The low on the day is 05 and a quarter. I don't think anyone wants to be long going into the weekend, but we shall see. I guess
Well, I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you at the top if we're going to close green for the day, and that was before this. But that was before this happened. So I guess that's out of the question now. But we will still close green for the week, and that is a nice
majorly.
silver.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
is a nice silver lining.
Yeah, it's going to be a big week next week as well. Continuing to lose ground here. The recent low there, 22.50. See if we can hold that. If not, maybe you're looking at a possible low of the day. I didn't get a look at those imbalances, but they must have been pretty sizable to the sell side the way they ripped this thing. What else did we cover on the show today with Mr. Raznick and with Dennis? We covered
Well,
that.
I want to get to some. I want to get to some from the chat right now.
Okay, let's do those.
Yeah, a couple more, just a few more minutes here. And Wade is asking us to look at Costco. I'm probably a little bit overdue for a Costco trip, if I'm honest. But I can't say I want to go.
Yeah, I
So
know. They're well, Lisa was suggesting just going like right when they open or right where they, near the end of the day. And I know they also are having a special time for senior citizens to come in too.
is that
Uh,
you?
not quite. I got a few years before that,
Okay.
Spencer. He's called double bottom. I mean, I see the lows at the 280 area. You got four lows surrounding that 280 area. From 279.21 to 83.33. This had the big run up on the initial surge. I would keep a close eye. I mean, maybe even give it down to 278.5. 78.42 was your low. Now, this one, it had its rallies before. It didn't really participate this week. So, very important to hold that low whether we got to 270, 271.28. So, this kind of been a little bit of a defensive stock. And I don't like it hanging out here near the lows. I really didn't really respond this week. So, I don't know. Costco looking a little bit heavy.
I am putting this on my buy list for to look at this weekend.
Okay. All
Um,
right.
I don't
Marriott.
know. I don't know if it was on it, but it is now. MAR.
Marriott. Wow. I mean, who's staying in hotels? I mean, the bad news or the good news is it hit 40, 45, 40, 45, 56, got up to 96. So that doubled, and it's peeling back, but it's not giving back like half of those gains yet. So these stocks that had nice runs, and even though they're a little bit weak today, and I see this down $10, you just gotta put in perspective to how much they were down and then how much they rallied. So we will see 78 and a quarter is the low. I see a 4-day low at 75. And what was that? That was like a 50-point move it had. So you had 25, 55, 60, 70. That'd be mid-range in Marriott if you're looking to pick that up on the cheap. But I mean, they're closing hotels and they're laying off people and they're not having conventions. So there's going to be a ripple effect for that. IR Strange, I was mentioning JP
The,
Morgan here.
this is one that I was looking at because JP Morgan has been the cream of the crop for the banks, and it has gotten smoked today.
Yeah, it has. I mean, I see it trading down $8, but you did see it at 76.91, and you had a $22 rally, so a little bit more tame. So it's given some back, 11 onto that, 87. Looks like it's going to be a critical must hold that'll here for JP Morgan. You still don't know all the fallout from from the oil. I don't know how much exposure they have, the oil companies and whatnot, but nice rally, a little bit more calm of a stock, getting a nice haircut today. I think some of those Fed actions may people have. I also something that the debt rating for U.S. is. I mean, they're looking at it, that AAA rating that could really put a damper on the market. So 2 minutes to go.
Wait,
Try and
and
hold that
the one thing I'll
22.50.
add, about the banks is they're unquestionably better capitalized now than they
Sure.
were the last time we had a recession. I don't think there were any legitimate fears right now that any bank at least could go under. We have the stress tests that have told us that these banks have money, but you still don't know how exposed to oil, like you said, Joel. What kind of loans they have out there to companies that all of a sudden can't pay them back. So I'm skeptical. JP Morgan is the cream of the crop in the sector, or at least it has been. But I'm going to watch it going forward because I like the company, but I'm just worried about the sector right now.
All right, Wingstop, that's having a good day.
What?
Yeah, Wingstop is having a good day. I don't know if they've hyped up their delivery service or whatnot, but that had a rally. That almost doubled too. Double bottom,
Uh,
44.31,
ugh, this
44.27. You tacked on, 35 points from there, not giving it back. Here we are. We're closed, Spencer, and just think about it. We opened the 9:30 session at 27.75, 27.75. Really not much has happened since 9:30. We're trading here at 29.33. Looks like they're trying to pop them a little bit. Some shorts covering here. So, very, very interesting day in the market. A lot of volatility on both sides, but a good week. I think the market had their best week ever. So, I think a lot of people are encouraged on that. I guess it's just the news flow over the weekend, and
Yep.
things are.
I'll be
Yep.
watching for that, but it has unquestionably been a positive week as far as the markets are concerned. We'll see if that can maintain next week. We'll be back with you on Monday with Dennis Dick. In the meantime, everyone have a great rest of your weekend, or start of your weekend, I guess, and the rest of your weekend. Please remember, all the information on this broadcast is meant to be used as informational purposes and not for investing or trading advice. Everyone have a good day, have a good weekend, and be safe out there.